in here. How everybody doing? I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here. Get myself together. Yeah, I know I forgot that how to go live. I could have did it another way, but that's okay. Could have did it on my computer, but that could have been why it was freezing and stuff. Phone might be better. So I got my setup in here. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Hey, y'all. Okay. So, I'm going to let a few folks get up in here. And then we're going to proceed with the situation. We're going to proceed because I really want to clear something up about the Essence Fest and what I've learned and why people were upset, because I wasn't upset. Not about what they upset about. I was tired of standing out there in that hot ass sun. I cussed. I didn't mean to do that. I did not mean to do that. Yeah, I did not mean to do that. Come on in here now, because I'm watching a good series. You know, I love when this series come out. American Gangsters, the women. People be telling their stories. And then how they always overcome, the situation or whatever. But sometimes them stories be horrific, right? We all got we all got a story to tell probably, right? But them ladies, like the one I'm watching now, she did 14 years. 14 years. Oh, I couldn't even imagine. 14 years away from men, from my kids, from the world. I couldn't imagine. But can y'all hear me? That's what I need to find out. Where my other phone? Let me see. Let me find out if y'all can hear me. Yeah, I couldn't even imagine. Somebody say yeah if you can hear me. Let me know I'm being heard. Say yeah. Let me see. I don't know why. Why my thing ain't acting right? Why is that? Is today the 10th? Oh, is today the 10th or what's today's date? Did I do the right day? Oh, today is the 10th. Okay. Well, why is it Okay, there it is. All right. I thought I had put the wrong day down, child. Thought I had put the wrong day down. Let me see. I got all these devices and sometimes I don't know how to work them. Why did I keep doing that? Okay, here we go. Yeah. Okay, it's working. I want to make sure my volume was working. Hey, T. Hey. Come on in here, y'all. Come on in here. We got a little chit chat going on. Got a little chit chat going on. Cause I wanna what I understand what the people are mad about the Essence Fest. Now I wasn't mad. My only concern was we had to wait outside before we got into the concert. Other than that, I wasn't mad about that because I laughed and talked with the people. It was hot. What can you do, right? They ain't gonna let you in. You can't get in. But what I'm understanding, and I heard this from somebody when I was there. What I'm understanding about the Essence Fest, what I did learn is that it's run by an African man. I think he's from Nigeria. I can't say his name. Hey, Amir. Can't say his name and all of that stuff. But it's run by Africans, right? Now, this is what always get on my nerves with black folks. When we have something, we quickly sell it. It's all about $1, and we don't have nothing to hold on to. And from my understanding, after listening to certain commentators, is that we need to start gatekeeping our stuff. We need to start keeping stuff for ourselves because we quick to let it go and sell it. You know, like Ebony Magazine, Essence, BET, they sell it, right? These are our things. These are the things that we look forward to. I know when cable, we didn't get cable in Cleveland for a long time, but East Cleveland had it, right? And when I got cable, the first thing I wanted to see wasn't Showtime, HBO, none of that. I wanted to watch the videos on BET. I wanted to watch BET, right? So the Essence Fest, you know, after the Essence magazine, so it was sold to an African man, and then if I get it right, I may be wrong, but this is the gist of it. In in uh, in a, in a in cahoots. I don't cahoots ain't the word I want to use, but in conjunction with another African woman, they are running the Essence Fest. So in my head, when they first said, why is it a lot of, because somebody said it when I was down there, why is it a lot of Caribbeans and Africans? In my mind, I'm thinking we're all black people. But now I get it. We're talking about black Americans. Essence is for black American culture. Not that anybody else can't come, but it's for black American culture. So I did see a lot of African vendors. I did, right? They're saying that the food, hey Neek, the food was not cultural food. Now for me, I didn't know that because the stuff that the New Orleans culture food, jambalaya, beans and rice, gumbo, oysters. I don't eat that anyway, so I don't eat it, right? So I get it now. I get it. There was not enough of black American culture. Because like I said, when I heard it when I was down there, I'm like, well, we all black. That's how I'm thinking, right? But it's black American culture. Yes, the Africans are our brothers and sisters. Yes, the Caribbeans and people from the islands are our brothers and sisters. But seems like it was overtaken culturally by non-black Americans, right? So that is the problem that a lot of people are having. And a lot of the locals, unless they had to work there, from what I've been hearing and, the few people that I've met, they stopped really with the Essence Fest, right? So it's mostly tourists that come to the Essence Fest, which that's okay. That's a good thing. But we cannot lose who we are, right? And if it's something for us, this is what gets on my nerves to black folks. I saw this in my neighborhood. I saw this growing up, and I saw this in my neighborhood. We had black cleaners. We had family businesses, ice cream store, cleaners, little grocery stores. We used to have little grocery stores in the hood, right? Go get your little pack of chicken, a little onion, a little bell pepper, a little something for the dinner. You had to go way to the big grocery store, right? You just walk up the street, right? All those little businesses, bars, whatever, were soon bought out by Arabs. White folks didn't buy it. Arabs bought it, right? And then they turn it and switch it all around and gate it up and turn it into a telephone, beer, wine establishment, right? We have to start gatekeeping. See, our problem is because we're loving people, we can invite everybody to the cookout. We got to start keeping stuff for ourselves. Now, like I said, I didn't have a problem with the Essence Fest because it was my first time there and I just wanted to be in a sea of blackness and that's what I got. I didn't have a problem. But now that I see the bigger picture, I'm trying to explain why certain people were mad. Yes, it was confusion backstage and I could feel the confusion. I knew that. I knew that. That still didn't really bother me, because we all got the cousin who's late all the time, right? So that didn't bother me. But the fact that our culture was being diminished, that's a problem for me because y'all know I'm pro-black, right? So that is the problem that a lot of people are and were having with the Essence Fest. Besides it being unorganized backstage, it looked like it was more of other cultures and not black American culture. Again, I'm going to say this again. I look at it as we're all black. But in reality, that's not what it is because soon it'll be because I guess there were places that were selling jofa, if I'm saying it right, the rice instead of the other rice that New Orleans people eat, right? So we want to see more of our culture, Black American. Yes, we invite all of us, the cousins. We invite the cousins, but we got to tend to our house first, where you invite the cousins over. Y'all ever had it? Y'all mom and them ever told y'all that? Like, okay, your cousin's coming over here. Don't let them get you all out of whack. You know what you're supposed to do in your house. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, right? We invited them in, and then they overtook. But what our problem is, we have to quit selling our stuff. Quit selling our stuff. Quit selling our stuff. Because if you keep selling it, we won't have nothing. That's why we don't have nothing. Legacy-wise. Quit selling our stuff. Quit selling our stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that is the problem that a lot of people, especially the locals, were having, because they've been seeing a change. It's gradual, and now it's here, right? Like I said, for me, it gave me what I was looking for, Black folks. That's all I was looking for, Black folks. I didn't have no plans on going to none of the concerts. I didn't even look at them. I didn't know nothing about it till I got there. I didn't plan on looking because I didn't have the money for that. My point was to just be around Black folks and feel good, go to the Essence Fest, look at the people, talk to the people, whatever. That was what my goal was. And had I not been so tired that Saturday when everything was going on and everybody was out, I would have saw it. But I'm still not mad at that because I was tired. And when you're tired, your body going to be like, okay, we about to sit down. I don't know what you about to do, but we about to lay down. And that's what I had to do. Next time I go, I won't travel 2 or 3 states prior and then go. I'll just go straight there. So that's what it is. We have to start gatekeeping our things. Like I said, I remember, I want to say it was the 90s, early. It was really after the Gulf War. You remember that war? Arabs, it was might have been 1 or 2 here, right? But let me tell you what they did in Cleveland. And they probably did this all over the country. But you would see an Arab in the store. He in the store. He got this corner store. Okay, fine. Then you would see a couple more. Them his cousins, right? Let's just say them his cousins, right? Then I could go all the way across town or all the way over somewhere and see that cousin that was in there over there. So I was always told, which is what we need to learn to do, they share their monies, call some more folks over. Come on, and call some more folks over. Then they get a business, they get a business, they get a business. Now, when I first moved to Charlotte, it's a lot of Mexicans. It's a lot of Mexicans here. It's mostly, I see more Mexicans than I do Black folks. A lot of Mexicans here, right? In Charlotte, I noticed they all live together. See, Black folks, we can't do that. We got to learn how to be together like this for real. They all live together until they get on their feet and they go purchase their home or purchase their business, right? Like here in Midwest nowhere, USA, they all up and through everywhere. They everywhere. They taking over Northern Virginia. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Now I don't feed into the thing of deporting people, because it's supposed to be the land of the free, right? But the way white America works, they bring who they want to bring over here as it suits their needs, and then when they don't want them, they send them back. Or try to send them back, right? Have y'all seen them Haitians that's fighting? They ain't going. Have y'all seen that? I want to say it's in New York. The Haitians is fighting the ICE officers. I don't know who they're going to have to call, the army or somebody. Because the Haitians is, hey CC Rider, the Haitians is not going. They causing a ruckus. They causing a ruckus, right? In the New York. They causing a ruckus. This whole thing, this whole presidential election and these people running the country, I don't even know what to call them right now. These people running the country is horrible. It's horrible, right? And we're not quite at the handmaid's tale, but we're going in that direction. We won't hopefully ever get there, but what's going to keep us from getting there is a lot of chaos in between. A lot of chaos in between, right? Now, we as Black folks, we have to sit down. Unless they knock on your door with the bullshit, we just got to sit down and just hope to God that we make it through these next 4 years, and the next time it's time to vote, everybody put pen in hand and go vote. Period, right? Little Pookie and Ray Ray that's standing out on the block, all them, you know what I'm saying? The old lady down the street that can't get there and be saying they're going to put her in who they want in anyway, pick her up and put her in the car. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be on a campaign myself personally, wherever I'm living at, whether it's Atlanta, Texas, it ain't going to be here. I'm ready to go to a shelter. I can't take it here. But wherever I'm at, I am going, the people around me that I see, I will be asking everybody, are you registered to vote? And do you need a ride to go vote? We all have to take a part in this, or else we doomed. And we might be doomed now. For real. Because they cutting out everything. Right? I suggest how we fight this is everybody take a stance. Whatever your stance is. If not a stance, do their part. If your part is just knocking on your neighbor's door and say, hey, you need a ride to go vote, that's your part. If that's all you can do, but we can't just sit in the house and watch TV and not do nothing. We cannot, as y'all can see, we cannot. Or we're going to all be out here picking cotton. I remember when Trump was running, and I put on my Facebook, y'all going to mess around and be picking cotton, and this guy, that's one of my Facebook friends, said, I ain't going to be picking no cotton. Well, you're damn near about to, because the lady just said yesterday, not Homeland Security, Agriculture Secretary said we got enough folks on Medicaid to do the farms. Now, what you call that? And they do still have, in the Carolinas, cotton fields. Now, they call them cotton gins or cotton something else's, but they the same thing. I knew a dude worked at one. I knew another dude in the Carolina. He was in South Carolina that worked. He was a migrant. I don't know what you want to call him. I'm going to call him a slave. That's what I'm going to call him, a slave. It was him, his brother, his mama. It seemed like it was a whole family of them. They lived deep down in somewhere. I can't remember where they was at, but they were deep down in there, right? And he was like, he's going to work. They worked the land, and they was getting pennies. They were getting pennies, okay? Pennies. I can't remember how much it was, because when I first moved here, I was in shock. When I first moved to Charlotte, right, I met him. They were getting pennies, and they all lived together. They could hardly make it. Shit ain't that far removed. I remember I'm the oldest of my brothers and sisters. There's a large gap in between me and the rest of them. And I remember years ago telling my brother, we're not, because a lot of people, if they're under 40, they don't know about racism in the 60s. They don't know how ugly it can get, right? And I remember telling people that we are only a generation or two, depending on your age, removed from the bloodshed. We ain't that far removed from it. I don't care how many stars you see, how much money they holding in their hand, how much money rappers get, how much money athletes get. Athletes is for their entertainment. We are not that far removed from the bull. I hope everybody understand that. Everybody understand it. And as you can see, you can get as high as you want to get, and they can make you come down if they feel like it. Diddy, R. Kelly, James Brown, Bill Cosby. The list can go on and on. People that's not as high up as them. So we need to be, and I feel real political right now, because I feel like if Dr. Heavenly can run, shit, I can run for something, councilwoman, something, right? And that's a good idea. I might do that. But see, I don't know enough about politics. I don't know. Let me tell y'all something. This is social studies that they teach. You learn all this in social studies. I don't know how many people in the House of Representatives. If I had to pass a test to get into the United States, I'd fail it. Okay? I'd fail it. I don't know how many senators we got. I don't know how many whoever's I don't know. I'm not Jasmine Crockett. I don't know. But I feel like I could do something politically. If it ain't nothing but help the person get elected. You know what I'm saying? I don't know enough to run for nothing. But like in Cleveland, we have council people. I could do that. And now every city don't have that. I don't know what they got here. I ain't even looked into it. But I don't think they had it in Charlotte either. I don't think they had it in Charlotte either. But I need to learn the politics of every city, of the cities that I'm going in. My main concern is when I get somewhere, just register to vote. The two things I do when I move to a city is I register to vote right away. And then I get me a library card. Those are the two things I do right away. register to vote, and 9 times out of 10 they in the same location. But I should have knew Charlotte was something funny because I went to the library to get my library card and register to vote, and they told me I had to go to another library to register to vote. Okay, so I was up in the suburbs area, and they said, no, you got to go on down around yonder and do that, right? So all I'm saying is, guys, we got to not just keep sitting on our hands and just let life go on because it ain't got nothing to do with us directly. But it does have something to do with us indirectly, and it's soon going to be directly. Now, that's all I got to say about that. Woo, that was a lot. I had to get that off my chest, though, because I understand where the people that was upset with Essence, because I don't know about who in charge of what. No, I don't know. All I did was come down there and have a good time, right? But the people who know and people who have been going for years have seen the difference. They said the air ain't right. The local people said the energy was off. Like I said, I knew the energy was off behind the scenes from the first 3 artists, right? And then when Glorilla was the 3rd artist, and when she got on, she said, campaign manager, she said, turn my mic up and I ain't gonna keep telling y'all that shit, right? She was saying it like, don't keep effing with me. Turn my mic up. See, because I couldn't really hear Lucky Day, and I could hear the DJ good as DJ. You could hear her, right? But couldn't really hear up until Glorilla kept saying it. Now, by the time Ron came down, he was crisp, right? So it was some stuff going on back through there, right? And who's not to say, I hate to say this, who's not to say that the African folk in charge didn't want us to win? Because what if it turns into the African Caribbean Festival? Which that's fine, but could we go over there where they have the carnival? Can we go over there where they have the carnival and overtake their stuff? Could we? No. Hell no. So people always want to take what we have. And we 9 times out of 10 give it to them. We give it to them, right? Now I'm feeling it all up in my spirit, y'all. My ancestors, I feel it all up in my spirit, right? But I'm just saying, when I saw some content creators talking about it and some other people, I said, okay. Yeah, Stephanie Mills wrote a letter. Now, she wasn't even on the main stage. See, what I didn't know, because again, I wasn't that interested in that, I will the next time, is because Tamar's song too. They were inside the convention center on stages singing a song or two. Because Coco Jones did too. Now, she performed at the Dome, but she was also inside the convention center. So Stephanie Mills was inside the convention center. Now, maybe Stephanie Mills, and I feel her. She was mad about whatever she was mad about, but maybe she felt like she needed to be on the big stage, and at the Dome. And she should. She's an icon, right? She's been here, right? I don't know exactly what she was mad about, but I think it was some disorganization that she was mad about. I don't think it was her placement. I think it was the planning and the unorganization of it all that she was upset about, right? And people are professionals and they used to having things a certain way, and then she's older, like, you got to be on point with that stuff, right? So, I get it now, y'all, and I just wanted to pass it on to y'all. I get it. I just wanted to, pass it on to y'all. But again, the Haitians said we ain't going nowhere. The Haitians is bugging with them, brawling. They ain't going nowhere. And I think this is about the 2nd, 3rd day. I don't know how many days it's going. I seen it last week. Or was I in New Orleans when I saw it? I think I was in New Orleans when a girl was fighting them, right? They was fighting them. They was throwing hands with them, right? And then I see that they're out in the masses. Now, these people, these Haitians already had citizenship. Oh, what? They had, wait a minute, hold it. They said there was no American flag, but they had their flags up, and it's about Black African American culture. Oh, so they had their flag. Did I see that? I don't know if I saw it, and I might not have paid it no attention. But I do know there were a lot of African vendors. There were. I got pictures. I'm going to put the pictures up. Because, they had some pieces that I would love to have, right? I'm going to put them up. But they were like $200 to $300 to $400. They were pretty overlays, right? That you would put over your dress. It was gorgeous. Like if you go into the BET Awards or somewhere, right? It was quite a few. You saw the Jamaican flag, did you? Oh, I didn't see. Was it in the inside of the convention center? Mm. I didn't pay attention. It was so many people. I didn't pay attention to that. Mm. I didn't know that. I was right there and didn't know that. So I get it because this was about Black American culture. But I believe Essence magazine sold to somebody else too, right? That's the problem because this man, the African man, is his business is called Essence something something. The African guy from Nigeria. The lady, the content creator Tabitha Speaks, I think that's it's called. She talked about politics. She went all into it and dug around and found out their names and stuff. Um, I didn't know about the flags. I didn't, where was the flags at? I didn't see any flags, right? But that's interesting to know. Were you there, CC Ryder, or you just saw a picture with the flag up? I don't know. I ain't paying attention to no flags. I ain't see no flags, child. I ain't see no flags. But I get again. I get it. Essence is ours. Essence is ours. And they say it's been different ever since. You know that lady with the braids all my life? What was her name? Sharon? Was it Sharon somebody? She wore the braids. She was on the Essence, back of the Essence or something. She was wearing the Essence magazine. She had the braids and her hairline had got way back here. They said ever since she has not been in charge of it, it went downhill. Now, I don't know how long that's been. But that's what the locals say. That's what the people that be there say. But for me, again, I will go again. I will probably go every year, quite frankly, because you can. It's just like this jazz festival in Cincinnati. I went to that every year for years and years and years. And if I wasn't so far south, I would go. I would be going, right? Because it's where you get to see a lot of us, right? And the artists are there. You get to see a whole bunch of artists for not that much money. As compared to because like Maxwell was in Atlanta. He was in Charlotte. My friend and went to see him. The front row seats was $400 or something. You know what I'm saying? So I got to see him on a humble because I was going to see Ron, so he was a twofer for me, right? So for $80, I sat way up high, but then I went down to the floor. So that's why I like it because you get to see a lot of people, for the money. You know what I'm saying? But we have to learn how to gatekeep our stuff. This is ours. We got to quit inviting everybody to the cookout. See, we invite everybody to the cookout. Come on, come on, come on, come on. You come. That's your friend? Okay, come on. Who your mom and them is? Oh, okay. Okay, come on. That's what we do. You saw I saw the videos inside the dome and they had inside the dome? Really? I didn't pay attention, child. We had sat out there so long. Oh, really? I wonder where that was. They had the Jamaican, Haitian, and African. And the cab drivers. So the Creole, that's the word I was looking for earlier. The Creole culture, right? Creole is Haitian. Am I correct? Because New Orleans is a Creole culture, so that's Haitian, right? Because there was a lot of the cab drivers were Haitian. I thought they were African, but when I asked them, they were Haitian, right? Now the one I had was mean. He was mean. I don't know why he was so mad. But yeah. So that's interesting to know. I didn't know they had the flag. See, that's kind of like a violation. That's a violation because the Essence Fest is for Black American culture. Now, y'all is our cousins and we appreciate you, but we can't go to the carnival and do we have a Black American flag? Now, that's a dumb question. I know that we do, but we do, right? We got a Black American flag. Let me see. We got a Juneteenth flag. I know that. See, that's a shame. This is what I'm talking about. We need to know stuff. Me including. I need to know stuff. Is there a Black American flag? Is there a Black American flag? Y'all, I'm really feeding for that chocolate, but I ain't gonna. Black American flag. Let's see. Oh, we do have a Black American flag. Okay. I wasn't familiar with that. Okay. Okay, can y'all see this? Wait a minute. Hold on. So we have a Black American flag, right? We have a Black American flag. I think this is really the one. Black American Heritage 1967 flag. We have that one. That's the flag. I didn't know that. When I build my house, I'm going to have a Black American flag on the outside of my house. I promise you I am. See, I didn't know that. Did y'all know that? You know, I knew black, red, and green was our colors, but I didn't know that. See, like they got this one here. I don't know if this one. So we got to pick one and stick with it. Okay? That's what we got to do. Yeah. So I didn't know that. I did not pay it any attention. I was so excited to be there that I didn't see flags. I really didn't. I did not see flags. So okay. All right, y'all. So anyway, Homeland Security is terminating the legal listen to this, y'all. If this ain't wrong. Homeland Security is terminating the legal status. So you legal. You came over here, they gave you your papers, they said you was cool. You cool. Come on in. Sit down. Stay a while, right? They're terminating the legal status of over 500,000 Haitians. That's probably about all of them that's here. And that could have been why Buddy was mad. That could have been why he was mad. I don't know. That's what Homeland Security doing. See, they get us over here. They let these, because this is supposed to be a place of refuge. Am I right? In the United States, supposed to be a place of refuge, right? Bring your hungry and your this. Ain't that how it go? So, yeah. So the people are already here, and they saying, "No, we got to go back. We don't want you." And Haiti, they came over here. They wasn't there some kind of political something going on in Haiti, where the people was running, escaping, and they was refugees, right? They were refugees, right? So now they got to go back. And what I don't like, and I know it's wrong, is they don't just send the people back. See, if you was gonna give them a ticket and say go home, but they hold these people in these camps. That's like concentration camps, right? Because I know they're not nice and plush. Are they feeding them good? Are they giving them enough water? I need to know that. They hold them, and then they hold them over there for a while. Like, why was Simon over there for months? If you want me to go, just give me my ticket and let me go. Why do they got to hold them people there? That's what I need to know. Somebody that's smart in the political arena, tell me that. Why do they hold them people there? Why not just say, okay, we got 50 going to Kenya. All right, we're going to put y'all on the plane. We're going to drive the car. We're going to take y'all and give y'all a ticket and y'all going home. Why they got to be in them camps? Why has they got to be degraded and humiliated and treated less than human like that? Now tell me that. I need to know that. I need to know that. Because I don't think that's cool at all, right? And I know I ain't saying nothing that's popular, right? But that's just the way I feel. That's the way I feel. And some more news about us. Carnival Cruise. I got to tell y'all a story about this too. Carnival Cruise said, do not play boots on the ground. We sick of that ish. Don't play that no more. That is not allowed on the Carnival Cruise. And we don't want to hear no rap music. Now, you done got my money for a ticket. I'm black, y'all know what I like. And I can't line dance to boots on the ground. I can't hear Plies. I can't hear who? Kendrick Lamar. I can't hear my peoples. Now, white people been complaining. Is that it? We don't like that music. Let me tell y'all something. Speaking on music, I got two things to tell y'all. Let me first go with this before I forget. So I was in the line to get a gift. Pure evilness, yeah. In the line to get they was giving away samples of stuff, right? So I was in the line. There was a black lady. I say the black lady stood behind me and said they was playing Boots on the Ground, because the convention center, they was playing music, they had DJs, they had all kinds of stuff was going on, there was a lot of stuff going on. Said, I almost had sensory overload the first day. My mind couldn't take it, right? Because I've been so used to being down here in quiet nowhere in USA. Anyway, she stood behind me and said, well, that's a song, we ain't got to never hear that no more. I turned around and said, don't say that. This is our anthem this year. This is our anthem. She said, no, it ain't. That's a lie. They done told a lie. Now, what's wrong with Boots on the Ground? What's wrong with Boots on the Ground? Everybody dancing, everybody flapping their fan and all that, What's wrong with us having some sort of happiness amongst all the chaos? I don't understand. And the black lady was adamant behind me. Now, she said what she said, I said what I said, then I turned around and didn't listen to her no more. Because the ladies ahead of me was flapping their fans and bootsing on the ground, right? Why is it that we hate ourselves so much? I can see you, they play it all the time and got on your nerve, but she said it out loud. Now, you a black woman, not no wasn't no, nothing, she couldn't have been confused with nothing but a black woman, right? You a black woman in a sea of black folks said you tired of the boots on the ground. And the people's in front of you doing the boots on the ground. We got to get it together, y'all. We got to get it together. Some stuff you just don't say out loud. One of the cruise dancers also said they're banning the wobble. Not the wobble. What? Because when they put it on, we all go out there and do it. I know the wobble. I go out there and do the wobble too. I remember we learned the wobble, and my aunt, she's not here no more. Both of them, neither one of them is here now. We had a family, it was their family reunion, but I went, and I'm too, right? It was my uncle's family. I went and had a good time. Ooh, I had a good time with them people, right? And we was somewhere in Cleveland at some hotel. We was somewhere, right? And I learned the wobble. My cousins from Atlanta and the cousins from wherever they was from, and we did the wobble all night. I learned the wobble. What's wrong with the wobble? Dun-dun-dun. What's wrong with the wobble? We can't have, they don't want us to have fun. They don't want us to do shit but work the fields. That's all y'all can do. You ain't about no having no fun. We ain't come here for fun. We ain't bring you over here for no fun. What? Well, then you know what we do? We take our money and don't spend it with Carnival. Now, I don't know about the other cruises. The other cruise people play black. Let me tell you this other part 2 to what I got to tell y'all, that lady. Also, you met the young man, 803 Fresh, and took a picture with him. The wobble ain't did nothing to nobody. That's right. The wobble ain't did nothing to nobody, right? And they say the dude 803 Fresh, but he was at the thing, wasn't he? They said he was a nice guy, right? Listen, I went on a jazz cruise and I was expecting to hear jazz, right? So, because of my excitement of meeting the other ladies and meeting a lady named JacQuie Mason, right? And I was sitting there having a good time with them. I realized that the music was garbage, y'all. Now, let me try to explain the type of music it was. It was banjos, first of all. It was banjos. And I associate banjos with something that Massa let us play when we had time to dance and play. Okay? Reminded me of slave music, right? Now, that was the thought in my head. So after a while, somebody said, because, the cruise, that was a trick, but it was fun because I met them ladies, right? But it wasn't really for us. They were showing, the Mississippi River nasty, right? Dirty, muddy. But they were showing the other boats and ships and the petroleum things and all that stuff. Wasn't that interesting. But the cruise was pleasant and it was at a slow pace and it was nice, right? If you was drinking, that's a good time. But I had a good time anyway because I was talking to my new friends, my new cousins. And they also showed the levees and the Ninth Ward and, all of that stuff, right? But the music was horrible. And it was old jazz. It was banjo jazz, like, right? And so at one time I said, I can't take this music, right? And somebody said, I know, me either, the girls I was talking with, right? And it reminded me of slave music, right? And I'll never forget one time, this was in Cleveland, just before I moved down south, I used to Uber, right? And this lady, this is when Trump was running for office the first time. He hadn't been in, he was running. And I saw the climate change and white folks thinking they had a lot of audacity, right? And this white woman, older white woman, she looked like, you know, back in the day when they showed how they hosed us and it was white women screaming and hollering, she looked like one of them, right? So I pull up and, you know, pop the trunk so you can put your bag in and we can go, right? So I'm sitting there and the trunk up and I wonder why she's standing there like this, right? So I was talking to myself like, yeah, what's wrong with her, right? And she kept like this. So I said, the trunk, I know the trunk open, there's something back there, let me go see, right? So I get out the car, go see. Ain't nothing back there. I said, well, put your bag. She wanted me to put her bag in the trunk. I said, well, and I would have, but she was probably younger than me. She looked old, but I probably was older than her. But because she acted like that, I wasn't going to do a goddamn thing, right? So she didn't want to get in if I wasn't going to put her bag. Okay, well, I slammed my trunk and pulled off. Now, another episode, a lady got in my car, and I would play music, but light. I definitely wouldn't play my rap and hip-hop like I do loudly in my car while I'm Ubering. I played some light, it might have been jazz, light. It was light, though, right? She said, and it took me a second to catch it, she said, turn off that barn music. Because when I caught it, I said, barn music? So what she was really saying was turn off that Igga music. Am I right? I think she's the one got me in trouble, called People's on me, got me in trouble, because I told her, you know this is my car, right? This is my car. In case you didn't know, this is mine. You know, she said, well, you work for me. No, I don't. This is my car. And you can get out, right? But I didn't like the fact that she said barn music. So when I heard this on the boat, that's what it reminded me of. You know, on Sunday afternoon at the church, Master let you go out and play and everybody dancing and cutting up and doing what they're doing. That's what it reminded me of. But it said jazz cruise, so I'm thinking it's going to be a jazz cruise. They're going to be playing going to have the saxophonists and, you know, but it wasn't that. It wasn't that. Yeah, that's what she said. Hey Angel, I have been on several Carnival cruises, and some people, usually us, are just acting a complete. I know they are, and they fighting and carrying on and all that. Tweaking, twerking, showing their entire butt, acting a fool. Yeah, I know that, and that's why we can't have nothing, because we don't know how to act when we go somewhere. That's why. That's why I was gonna get to that. That's why, because I've seen them actually on. Can you imagine? I'm gonna fight you to the DEATH on top of the water. We could possibly go over. What? We are here to have a good time. See, that's why I was so impressed with the Essence Fest, because I saw hundreds of people all day long. Everybody was getting along, having a good time, talking, kicking it, da-da-da-da-da, right? It was none of that. You know what I'm saying? So how you on the cruise and you want to fight? Who you know on? Who do you know? Do you know them people? Why you want to fight them people? Why I only got 10 people in my life? Why I can't never get 100 people in my life? I don't understand. Is it a magic button you press around this motherfucker? How do I get some peoples in my life? Not that I don't appreciate y'all. It just bothers me. I don't understand that, right? I'm going to go live every hour on the hour and see what happens then. But anyway, we don't know how to act. We don't know how to act. And so therefore, there's that. Yeah, it was a lot of nerve, honey. Listen, when I was Ubering, and this was Donald Trump was running, and then I moved here. In the process, I moved to Charlotte, right? And when I got where I lived in the little town, Gastonia, Trump came down there. That was one of his stops. That's how I knew it was money down there. That was his stop, money in that city. Mm-hmm. The white people on cruises love the wobble and boots on the ground, but some of us keep showing out. A few bad apples spoil everything. Because I done seen some straight up brawls, like families, groups of people fighting. Like, why is y'all fighting on the cruise? You having a good time, you're drinking, you're dancing, you're eating. Because they say, I ain't been on a cruise, but they say the food is never ending. what y'all doing? What y'all doing? And you know, once you get in a fight, you can't never get on, I think you banned from the sea. I think that's how that go. You can't never get back on the boat ever again. A cruise, you can't go on no more cruises, right? Listen, you know, we got to do better. We just got to do better all the way around. We too lackadaisical when it comes to us. We are. And I'm saying this out for the world to see, but we are. We invite everybody to the cookout, and then when they cut us in our back, we wonder why. You invited them in. You invited them in. Now, you know, that guy, speaking of New Orleans, they ain't found him yet, unless they found him today. Derrick Groves, the last escapee, they say, I don't know if it's true or if it was AI, but they say he is a master of disguise. And I see some pictures of him in his disguise. I need to start learning to do that, but I don't feel like it right now. I got a lot on my mind. I'm trying to give me some money. Y'all cash at me, please. They say he's a master of disguise, and they may not never find him. Ain't that something? And like I said, the pictures had him dressed as a woman. Now, I don't know if that was real or if that was AI, but that's what they say. He is a master of disguise, and they may never find him. And like I said from the beginning, he was the mastermind. I know it was one mastermind, and I knew it wasn't Buddy that was making the videos, right? It was a mastermind. He got all them other little crash dummies together, said, come on, so they could be the distraction, so he could really get away. Now, if you think about it, it's genius. Genius plan for him. Genius plan, right? The other little dummies, you know, they just crashed on out there, right? No, they still ain't found him. And like I said, they say he's a master of disguise. I don't believe he's in New Orleans. He shouldn't be. See, the rest of them was down the street. They was right over there where I was at. They found a lot of them on Bourbon Street. Bourbon Street is a live spot, especially if you're young and especially if you drink, because it's bars on both sides of the street. The doors is open. Come on in, right? You know, but somebody had to see me like, oh, there goes such and such and called on them, right? Because there's a lot going on for you to just signal out one person. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of them were caught down around the downtown area somewhere. All right, now listen here, y'all. Young Jock. Now we're going to Real Housewives of Atlanta. I like Young Jock. Y'all know I like Real Housewives, not Real Housewives, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Y'all know I like the Atlanta shows. Sometimes they can be ratchet, sometimes not. Hell, Married to Medicine is professionals and they ratchet, but I like all the shows, right? Jock married this girl, and she's been embarrassing him, in my opinion, from the beginning. Everybody ain't meant for reality TV. That's what I said about Shanti and Nelly. So, you know, people don't really realize their life is wild or weird until you see it on TV, right? So he's divorcing her. My problem is he made a public statement. Why do everybody got to put their business on social media? And I guess somebody told him, don't do that. And he said, well, I'm logging off and I'll be gone for a while. I might go to another country, so on and so forth, right? These dudes, I think, this is what I think. I think if you're a rapper, if you're in entertainment, you need to get with somebody in the entertainment industry. They can understand you better. That's just what I think. You can't go get regular Mary from down the street. Even though she's a realtor, she's doing well for herself, she's still regular, right? And I think that sometimes that don't work. That's just what I think. And she came on the show, which I would have never came on the show. She came on the show in the midst of him allegedly having an affair. If I was to had married Jock, I wouldn't even want to be on the show at all. I don't want to be on. You know, when they come to the house and they throw the camera around, I say hi. I don't want to be. She got too involved. I wouldn't get involved. I wouldn't get involved. Because it's going to always be somebody's going to tap on your door, ring your phone, text you, inbox you about something that your mate is doing, right? And I just don't think that's a wise thing to do. Not Bambi. Yeah, Jock is a cheater. That's what they say. He got 8 kids by several women and had a baby. Did he have the baby on Kendra, or he had the baby before he got with Kendra? Or is this a new little baby? And I still say, don't put your business out for the public consumption. That's what I say. Man, woman. He wrote that letter. He wrote that post. I know y'all in the house together. Just tell her. Right? But he embarrassed her. When she got on, it was an embarrassing situation. I think that was about the baby. I would have never got on in that light. They'd have had to put me on the next season. Now, Bambi is the one, that was married to Scrappy. She was married to Scrappy, and then she got engaged to another rapper out of Houston, Ray somebody, and found out he had a whole family. I don't know if he was, dudes just gonna lie, y'all. They just gonna lie. You have to do a thorough investigation on whatever man you're dealing with. I don't know why women don't understand that. You have to do a thorough investigation. I'm going to say this a lot. I've said it before. You have to do a thorough investigation. And the same can go for men on a woman. But I hate to say this, but men probably lie more than we do, initially, right? You have to do a thorough investigation. Now, listen, before we had social media, you had the hood vibe, right? If you meet JoJo from over across town, you call your girl from across town that know everybody or know somebody that knows somebody, and you get the information, you can get the information back still within 24 hours or sooner, right? Now you got social media. It's so easy to get the information, and you can go online and Google whatever you need to know. You can go online, look at the court records and all that. Now, I got a story to tell. I don't know if I want to tell it, but I got a story to tell. I'm going to try to go roundabout tell it. I got a friend, my sis, good sis. Man been lying to her for a long time. I knew he was lying to her, and I told her initially. But because she my sis, and she was happy with what he was telling her, and she got a little upset with me when I tried to tell her, I just let it go, because that's my sis, right? If he making you happy with what he's saying to you, then be happy. I ain't gonna take your happiness away. But I know he was lying all the time. 4-5 years ago, I knew he was lying, right? Well, now she's come to the fruition that he's lying, right? She said, why you didn't tell me? I did. I tried to, a couple times, right? But you my sis, and I would rather see you happy in the lie than me hurt you, right? So that's how that go. But as she did a simple Google check, she knew he was lying. That's all I'm saying about that. That was my point about that. You can Google some of this stuff. You can Google. And if you don't Google it, if it's not in the court records, in the court documents, go see if they got a social media. A lot of dudes have a social media. They might not be active, but they got it so they can be nosy and prey on you, right? If don't nobody know him, you don't need to know him. Let me say that one more time. If don't nobody know him, you don't need to know him. Okay? Period. But you got to check on folks, a man or a woman. You got to dig into their background. You just do. And shake their tree. You just do. It's imperative. You know what I'm saying? So you know what you're dealing with. And you ain't got to let him know you checking him out. I don't say go buy you an investigator, but if you had got money, then go do that. But you get simple things that you can do right from the comfort of your own home, on your own phone. And I suggest you do that when you meet somebody. I do it all the time. Been doing it way for, I'm gonna check you out, right? As much as I can. And then I'm gonna listen to you and pay attention to you and watch how you move, right? And then I know when you're lying. Simple. He had after they got married. Oh, he had the baby after they got married. Oh, I think that's the one. That's when she got on the show, and they was talking about that. Like I would have never got on in the midst of that drama, right? But people want to be in the spotlight. I don't. But anyway, yeah. So you got to do your checking. You got to check these folks out, y'all. You got to check these folks out. Now y'all know what I saw that hurt my feelings. This is again about Trump and the misuse of funds. So, St. Louis had was it a tornado or a hurricane? Whatever it was devastation. Whichever disaster it was. And I watched a video today where a man did a video and they have not came to help them people. And they got porta potties because they don't have no water. They ain't even started with the infrastructure. Okay? And it's a black community, of course, right? It's a black community. They ain't started with it, right? So they just left out there to fend for themselves. Trump is an evil individual. I hope the people don't come knock on my door because I said that, but he is. He is. He's an evil individual. He's an evil individual because they're not. Have you went down to Texas yet? Because he said later this week. This is later this week. Have you went to Texas? Do y'all know? Have you went to Texas? Does anybody know that? I've got to watch the news today. I've been busy today. I've got to watch and see if he's been to Texas. He's an evil individual. Now, again, I'm waiting on God to do his big one, whatever that may be. But he got to come down here and put a stop to this, Lord. Because people are suffering. People are suffering. Right now, it's the people that voted for him that's suffering the most right now. But it's eventually going to trickle down to us. Y'all know that, right? We ain't out the woods. We ain't out the water. It's going to trickle down to us. So, it is. Or my cousin, your auntie, your friend, somebody that you know, right? Also, let me tell y'all this. The Michigan House Republicans, again, I'm sick of these Republicans, cut out the school lunch program. They said kids don't need to eat. That's in Michigan. So that includes Detroit and all those other cities. They cut out the school lunch program. So when you cut out the school lunch program, then the lunch ladies is gone too, unless you got money to buy the lunch. But if you got a lunch program, then ain't nobody buying lunch, right? They have cut out the school lunch program. The kids, really? The kids? If I had some money, I would go to another country right now and just let this blow over. If I had some money, I ain't got none. But if I had some, I would. I'd go somewhere else because this is ugly. It's mean. It's uncaring. It's evil. It's a whole bunch of stuff. It's a whole bunch of stuff. There are a lot of men wishing for her downfall. Wait, wishing for who? Wait, what do you think about Cardi? Is that real, y'all? Let me read this. What do you think about Cardi B and Stefan? Offset seemed happy when he thought they broke up. I wonder what Offset's how he felt about it. But is that real? Did he say that he had to break up with her because her BBL stank? Did he really say that? Or that's just out there in the air? Is that real? Because I didn't think that was real. And did he really break up with her? Stefan is just a little snack while she is healing. Yeah, I don't think that's real. Did his butt stink? Why did the BBL stink, y'all? Because they taking your fat and putting it in your butt. That's what they do with the BBLs. Unless you're getting some other stuff in there. They don't do that no more. Silicone and stuff. I was just watching a show right now on BET with the American Gangster Queens, right? The lady was the BBL queen. She was shooting them ladies with a phone. What was she shooting them with? Something that you ain't supposed to shoot in nobody's body. And a lady, one of her clients got on the lab and she did 10 years or something. She went to jail. I know that. They were looking for her. She was called the Black Madam. Silicone. Was it silicone? She was injecting them, I think, with silicone, right? A foam or something. But did Stefan really say that, y'all? I don't want to think he said that. Why you wait till just now? Did she just start stinking? Because y'all been kicking it for a minute. Did she just start stinking? Oh, that's not real. Hey, Thato, that's not real. Okay. And school is the only place where some children get it. That is true. That is true. Listen, when I was in a foster home, unless I went around to my friend's house, that's where I ate at, in school. And I had all the lunch passed, all the lunch. We had lunch cards. Give me your lunch card. People selling for quarter and 50 cents and all like that. And if you was cool like me with whoever was in charge of it in homeroom, you can get your extra card or two. Yeah, that's why I ate at in school. For real. Junior high and high school, that's why I ate at. Unless I had an opportunity to eat at one of my friends' house, because my foster people she couldn't cook. She was a drunk. And I had to learn how to cook for myself. Or eat bologna sandwiches. Yeah. Real talk. Not all the time. Some people still get their injections. Really? Cardi did not get the fat trap. She had to. Why would you get a silicone in this in 20? When did she get that? Long time ago? Because why would you get the silicone when that's unhealthy? They done told y'all that ain't cool. When it comes to cheating, I just hope Cardi don't fall in love with him. Oh, she got the silicone? Well, she might be stinking. Why do it stink? Because the silicone done got old? Explain it to me, y'all. I ain't being funny. I'm dead serious. Cause I've seen somebody on TikTok say her silicone. This girl, she said her own body was stinking so bad from the BBL. They do say BBL stink. I watched a doctor who does them, and he said sometimes the tissue rots, and it's hard to stop the smell. What? The tissue rot? That's why it stink. You can't get rid of that. How you gonna get rid of that? If the tissue is rotten from the inside, how do you get rid of that, y'all? Pull that tissue out? Is that a thing? Oh my God. They say it smells like burnt rubber. Yeah, they say that, but it's the type of BBL. See, I thought everybody was getting it, sucking out the stomach and putting it in their butt. That's what I thought everybody was getting. I ain't know nobody was getting it. Even though Cardi may have had a big butt for a long time because she was a stripper. You know, strippers was the one who started the BBLs so they could make some money. So maybe she got an old BBL. What? So when K Michelle got hers taken out, she had silicone too. Because if you put the fat in, now come on, it's science, y'all. If you take your fat out your stomach or whatever, put it in your butt, then you say, no, I don't want my butt that big no more. You take the fat out. You can take the fat out, right? Just like you took it out your stomach. Yeah, okay. I talked myself through that. See how I talked myself through that? Okay. Oh, she did that when she was younger. Oh. I hate to see women bringing men to their home around their kids as soon as they meet them. Yeah, you don't supposed to do that. You can play with that Negro all you want, but don't not at the house. He better have a house for you to play in. It won't be mine. I remember, dude, one time my kids was like, when am I gonna meet your kids? Never. Because I ain't gonna talk to you after the day, probably anyway. You know, never. Never. Oh. So she had got that long time ago. She had got one of them stripper BBLs. You know, K Michelle, I like K Michelle, but her booty was too big for her legs anyway. She didn't knock need up knees. Her booty, I don't know how she was walking with them knees. Oh, she had the silicone. So it might do stink. But why they saying it? So he didn't say that. Has he come to her defense and said, y'all, I ain't said that. I love Cardi. Did he do that yet? Because if he did that yet, he's part of the problem. I thought he had put her in a castle or something or somewhere. I thought they was, off somewhere. Child, let me tell y'all something. My mind keep going to this chocolate and these sweets and this and that and that and that. But once I get through today, and tomorrow, I'll be all right. But right now, it just crossed my mind. What? The fat tissue rot. Yikes. That's a lifelong, because if the tissue rotted, can you see like you can go in there with a vacuum and suck out the bad tissue? Is that a thing? Or the tissue is connected to the bone? I would never do that. I'm just telling you, I'm just watching it. It's out now on BET Plus. American Gangster Queens or whatever it's called. I like that. I like it. It's the 4th season. I done watched about 5 episodes. I done watched 4 of them. But one of the episodes, the lady was called the Black Madam, and she was doing that. She was getting paid thousands of dollars because it started. She was a trans woman. She was a dude turned into a woman, so that's a trans woman, right? And so she started doing that for the trans girls, right? In the 90s or whenever she was doing it. And then the strippers got wind of it, and the strippers said they, of course they needed for their work, for their job, right? And she was doing that until one of them unalived and she went to jail. I just wouldn't put nothing for it in my body. I wouldn't get breasts. I wouldn't get a butt. I would get lipo or, take away the fat or something like that if I was scared. Cause I need some right now. But I'm gonna wear my Spanx. The health risk, yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of those are AI. Oh, are they? AI is dangerous. Oh, wow. Oh, it's the haters trying to push that narrative. Is that what that is? Oh. Hey, Shelly. Oh, that's what it is. They said the healing from the BBL don't be fully healed. Can you sit down? Do it hurt? I don't see. I don't know nobody got BBL, but I don't know nobody with no injection, silicone BBL. But I know people who've gotten lipo and stuff, in the sleeve and stuff like that. Wow. I wouldn't do that to myself. I'm not. I don't. My boot. Listen, if I was a stripper, yeah, I would want a big booty. But I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do it that way. I wouldn't inject nothing foreign into my body, especially with all these different cancers going around. Like, has it been said that can lead to cancer? Putting that stuff, because I'd be scared when I see women getting their breasts done. I would be scared of that. Like, I'm gonna put something in there and make it hard and make it sit up. I would be frightened of that. Frightened of that. I would. I'm scared of the knife, but I want a little fat taken out my stomach. Well, they'll take the fat out. They suck it out. They suck it out. I know a lot of people had them. My sister had one. But the thing with that is, you won't, I know a lot of people close to me had the BBLs. The problem with that is, if it's a problem to be, the fat don't grow back on your stomach, but it can grow back on your back, in your arms. It's going to come somewhere else. They tell you that when they do it to you. It ain't going to come back there. But it's going to come somewhere. It's going to come somewhere. So you still have to be on your P's and Q's. You can't just get the lipo and think you can eat whatever you want to eat. Because the fat going to come back and it's going to go somewhere else. Yep. Yep, that's what's going to happen. You watched that episode today? Yeah. Hey Eve, I think I got one more episode to watch and I'm going to watch that. Now let me tell y'all something, y'all. I need y'all help. I need y'all, when y'all can, I'm going live twice a day. I'm not going to go live long early in the day, and maybe I will, maybe I won't. I'm just trying to increase my viewership. I'm trying to see something, right? Because I don't understand why I've been in this for a minute, and I can't get no more than 20 people, right? I don't know why that is. So, I ain't got nothing to do because I ain't got no job, so I'm going to be going live. I might go live 3 times a day if I feel like it. I don't know. Just depends on what I'm doing, right? So that's what I'm doing, y'all. I'm trying to increase my viewership, okay? So when y'all can, I'm going to go live all the time. Tap in. That's all I ask. Tap in, right? Anyway, I'm going now because I got to finish watching my shows. And I got to watch Divorced Sisters come on tonight. Neat. Sisters come on next week. But Divorced Sisters come on tonight. And I like that show because her husband is gay. Remember it went off? And he was like, baby, is that you? Ooh. That's going to be one of my topics. What would you do? Let me write that down. What would you do if you found out your spouse liked men? Ooh. What would you do? Have anybody heard about that lady whose husband was a preacher and he had been having sex with that man and she tried to unalive herself? And where they was at, Nashville? They was somewhere. What would you do if your spouse was gay? I got a question for y'all right now. If your spouse was gay, do you think it's worse if a man and a woman, if the woman turned gay or the man turned gay? Which one is worse? If you're in a relationship with them, not gay. And I ain't saying that like something wrong with gay, because ain't nothing wrong with gay. If you're gay, you're gay. I'm saying there's something wrong if you're in a relationship with somebody and then you find out they like the opposite sex. Which one is worse? If a man start liking a man or a woman start liking a woman? Which one? Even if he didn't like me and he was so disrespectful to his wife. Yeah, he was. That's because he didn't like her. Did Vivica Fox get one at 60? They say she did. You know what I think with Vivica Fox? I'm going to tell you what I think. Because she wasn't paid for that. That's bad booty, bad botched booty right there. I think when you get older, your body just shifts around. And I think that's just what it is. And you got to be careful. First of all, you got to be careful what you put on. And if you're going to put on something, you need to wear your undergarments, right? Whatever, there's different kinds. I got them all kinds, right? And I ain't fat or nothing like that, but your body shifts around and your booty changes when you get older. She passed 60, your booty changes. Your booty changes. It may go flat, it may bunch up. You know, it changes, right? I worked with a girl, she wasn't even old. She had two booties. I don't know how that happened. They said she used to be bigger, but she had two booties. It was the weirdest thing I ever saw. She had a booty at the top and a booty at the bottom. It was the weirdest thing. And the dudes liked her. Dudes was like, they liked her. Okay? Somebody was always in her face. Still start creating a title using SEO optimized words and SEO, I got to look that up, and trending search words that will, okay. Does that help you, T? Has that worked for you? Because I ain't paid attention to how many views you have, but has that worked for you? A couple years ago, somebody on the YouTube was saying that about them words and look up keywords and stuff like that. Yeah. Like story title, Tyler did what would you leave if he jumped? Wait, what? Tyler did what would you leave if he jumped? If who jumped? Yeah. I'm going to try that starting tomorrow. I'm going to try that. I forgot. Because way back when I first started, you know how you be looking up stuff, how to do your channel and stuff, and the guy said that about the words. I ain't that creative like that, though. Not two booties. Yeah, they had two booties. She had a booty at the top and a booty at the bottom. So I used to stare at her. I couldn't figure that thing out to save my life. I couldn't figure that out. I'm struggling to keep one booty. She had two of them, right? Woo! Anyway, y'all. I'm getting ready to watch me some TV. I've been YouTubing all day. All day. This is an all-day job, right? This is an all-day job. And I'm still uploading stuff from New Orleans. I'm putting pictures up of them clothes. They in my YouTube. Their pieces were gorgeous. But like I said, it was a lot of African vendors. It was. And I know they were African. They didn't just have African people. They were African because they had accent. They sure did. They sure did. So, y'all, I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. It does help. Okay. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. Lord willing, if the creek don't rise. How did old folks say that? But I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. I got to focus because I can't eat sweets. Not eating sweets till things turn around. For me, then I'll eat sweets. Tyler did what? Or would you jump? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Those are suggestions. Title for your lives. Okay. I haven't uploaded a video in 3 weeks, just shorts and lives. My shorts get great. Mine do too. My lives be struggles, but my shorts get it 1K and 2K. You know, they do. I don't know why that is. I almost said something. Use ChatGPT to help you. Okay. Yeah. I knew that. I forgot that. I knew that. I'm going to do that tomorrow, T. Thank you for reminding me. Me and my friend were just talking about that yesterday. Use ChatGPT. Yeah. So anyway, y'all, I'm going to be live tomorrow. I might go 3 times tomorrow because I cooked a big pot of spaghetti. Me and my grandbaby, because everybody going out of town. And so I ain't got to cook. I ain't got to do I'm going to might go live 3 times. I'm going to start off early in the morning. Now, I might not be looking the best, but I'm just going to go. It's an experiment. That's what I'm doing, an experiment tomorrow. I'm going to go live. I'm going to be on YouTube all day and just see what happens. I ain't got nothing else to do. That's what I'm going to do tomorrow. So if y'all see me, just be like, oh, that's just Jackie doing what she doing. Yeah, I'm going live all day. I'm putting up a whole bunch of shorts. I'm doing a whole bunch of shit tomorrow. All day going to be YouTube. All day. All right, see y'all. I had enough clowning. I'm about to finish watching TV. I can't eat the sweets, so it's gonna make me do other stuff, and clowning is one of them. Okay. All right. Good night, Jack Squad.